Good evening and welcome back to Let's Play Leviathan, the last day of the decade. When we left off last time, we met up with Kristian, our guardian, and what a strange meeting we had with him. It's so... like, he's built up to be this bad guy that we hate him so much he killed our mother. Well, more like his shadow killed our mother, but then when he talks to us, he freely admits. He didn't admit the shadow part, but he admitted that he killed her. He admitted that there was the deal they had, that she was going to sell me to him, and that she had changed her mind after the fact. She was kind of delusional after father killed himself, totally lost herself, and wouldn't believe him that she'd made the deal. But then the other thing he mentioned is about how we've had 10 years together, and he's been so good to Oliver, and he has. He's got all these, he's let him have all these mementos of his old life. There's his mother's shawl, he's got her mirror, this candelabra, he's got a picture of the house. It's not like he's trying to deny Oliver any of that, and he talked about a bunch of different things we did that Oliver admitted are good memories. I don't know, Kristian's a strange fella. I think he genuinely does care for Oliver, but I also think he's got like a darkness and anger in him that he can't control. Like early on in our conversation, he whacked us a good one with his cane, but then he apologized for it. And then if I choose the wrong conversation options, and he beats me senseless. And I think he really does care about Oliver, but he's still a very dangerous man because he's not fully in control of himself. So, I don't know, like, obviously he is responsible for Mother's murder, but do we still want vengeance at this point? To be fair, there's a whole lot that we still don't know about everything that went down. Strange situations. Okay, so we do need to go to bed, but first, I want to call everybody. Oh, look at that. Ginny's on the top of our list now. Alright, what's up, Ginny? A squeak and loud noise can be heard. 1, 2, 3. Oh, what? Can I talk now? Okay. You've called Ginny Vertran. Unfortunately, I'm busy and cannot answer, but you can leave a message. Oh, Jin. It's not very good at setting up your voicemail, are you? It's getting harder and harder to reach my sister. Perhaps she is really busy, or perhaps she just doesn't want to talk to me. I think she's probably busy, Oliver. When we talked to her last time, she seemed like she really does care about us, so I don't think she's trying to avoid us. Alright, let's talk to Kale. He'd be a good one to talk things over with. Faint beeps. Kale is probably busy since he's not picking up. It seems that lately we've drifted apart. What are you talking about? He just gave us Mom's ring. We were just talking. Things were good. Don't drift apart from Kale. He's our good friend. Rather, I've drifted away from him. Well, reach out to him. Don't drift away. He's our friend from forever ago. We gotta keep him. Father's still on here even though we know he's dead. Interesting. Long beeps are heard from the phone receiver. I still don't believe that my father committed suicide. That is a pretty tough thing to learn. Mother made that terrible bargain with Orvid and kept quiet, hoping that father would somehow find out for himself that I was given to Kristian. So she got really drunk, she made this bargain without telling her husband, like, oh my, I can't. Oliver's, well, I can kind of understand. She's my mother. No. She didn't even consult her husband. She sold her child to pay off her debts. She probably thought that it was the best solution and that the problem would resolve itself. And so my father killed himself, never knowing that salvation was near. Yeah, the problem was solved, however cynical that may sound. But salvation at what cost? So yeah, you would have gotten all the money for me and paid off all of the Vertran family debts, but would father have truly been okay with that if it comes at the cost of his son? I don't know. Could mother have known that it would all have worked out like this? She seemed pretty devastated by his death. I don't think she wanted him to kill himself, did she? Alright, Master Cortnix. A melody that sounds like an old music box is heard in the receiver. Familiar music. A crackle, sizzle, and cheep is heard in the receiver. I'm Master Cortnix's magic guard. Nice to meet you. Master Cortnix is busy right now and can't answer your call. I already know that, guard. I just called to talk to you. I am Master Kortnix's magic guard. Would you like to leave a message for Master Kortnix or guess my riddle? Riddle for sure, because hopefully we can get some more money. But what's this? What if? Let's try it. What would happen if Master Kortnix died, guard? Would you still answer when I call? I am Master Kortnix's magic guard. My master gave me a special order if that happened. A servant would turn off the telephone and I would be silent forever. What if the servant doesn't turn it off? I am Master Kortnix's magic guard. A magic entity's life depends on the might of his sorcerer. The time period given me is 577 years. According to Master's estimates, it is enough. What if it's not? Who knows? What if Kortnix outlives you? Well, then wouldn't he just renew it or add years on? Or I suppose he might just get a new magic guard. I am Master Kortnix's magic guard. I feel you are asking too many pointless questions. Shall we get down to business? Let's do. His master is a complicated person, but no one would accuse Kortnix of being too simple or gullible. I understand that master won't talk to me. Give me a riddle, guard. I am Master Kortnix's magic guard. Riddle. No one alive knows when it will come, but everyone who lives know when it will go away. What is your answer? Well, the decade. Yeah, they said at the beginning. They don't know when it starts, but it's always exactly 10 years. Guard, I think that there's only one correct answer to the riddle. The answer is the decade. No one alive knows when it will come. Sounds like a description of the decade. No one ever knows when the next epidemic will start. Yeah, earlier we learned that it could even start just a couple years after the last one. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but it could. But everyone who lives knows when it will go away is true too. The decade lasts for exactly 10 years, and it's easy to predict when it will end. I am Master Kortnix's magic guard. That is the correct answer. I am very pleased with you and want to reward you. Awesome. Money quietly and melodically clinks into Oliver's pocket. Could we get enough to have 30 gold? Oliver pulls the money out of his pocket and starts to count it. 7, 8, 12, 16, 20, 21? So, now you're giving 21 gold as a reward. Not bad, not bad. It's not. That gets me actually a lot closer to 30 than I thought we would make, because I really want to buy that horn. I am Master Kortnix's magic guard. That is correct. Your reward increases with each correct answer. Ooh, awesome. I am Master Kortnix's magic guard. Would you like to leave a message for Master Kortnix, or would you like to end the conversation? I think I'll finish our conversation, guard. Goodbye. Tell your master hi. I am Master Kortnix's magic guard. Have a good day. Goodbye. Yeah, I'm going to keep calling that thing, because a source of income that's needed. Alright, Mother's not going to answer, of course. Long beeps. Like always, I knew that Mother wouldn't pick up, wouldn't answer my call. I sometimes think that my whole life is a pile of things that will never happen. There are too many things that will never change, ever. Why haven't I deleted this number yet? This is the same as we had the last time we called her. Alright. Serena, I know you're angry at me. What is that? Phone was 3 up. Huh? Alright, so we called everyone. Let's go to bed. Oliver pulls back the blanket. It was a crazy day. My head is spinning. Maybe I should go to sleep. The tree? The tree! How could I forget about it? I remember the tree saying that it would come to me every time I fall asleep. Oh, yeah. That means I'll see it tonight. I've become nervous and unreasonably suspicious lately. The tree, I don't like the tree. Me either. It's there hulking, watching our actions. I need to reflect a bit and figure out what to do about the tree. Well, we probably should learn more about it. I'm probably worried about nothing. No? No, I don't think so. It's normal to be afraid of something you're not familiar with. That's why I need to learn about the tree more. Well, no, it's not so that we aren't afraid of it. It's so that we understand just what it is and what we can do about it. I think being afraid of an otherworldly tree that appears to you and says that you better not follow the path of aberrancy is something that it makes a lot of sense to be afraid of, Oliver. Okay, let's see what the escape option is. Escape. I I can't just sit and wait for the tree to stab me in the back. Even if the tree is not an enemy, I don't want anything to do with it. If there's even a small chance that I can get to be free from its influence, then I'll do everything I can to make it happen. I'll just free myself from it, that's all. Okay. Well, let's sleep. Oliver lays down, pulls the blanket over him, and goes to sleep. Hey, tree. Hello, young Bertrand. The heavenly sphere agonizes every time you come here. I feel how strong we are becoming. What's that mean? The heavenly sphere agonizes? And what do you mean how strong we are becoming? We'll talk about that later. I'd kind of like to talk about it now. Now I want to remind you about the conversation we had during our first meeting. Oh my gosh, are you going to get on my back about this aberrancy thing and that I killed somebody? Listen, it was self-defense, and I hit him way harder than I meant to. You have lived up to my expectations, young Bertrand. You have remained on the path of purity, and that pleases me. Oh, good. When you awake, you'll find a small yet useful gift in your bag. Oh, hey! Well, if the tree's going to give us gifts, maybe it's not entirely bad. I'm just glad to see that you have not plunged into the abyss of aberrance. Moreover, your inner strength has grown. Your actions have taught you valuable lessons, and now you can take 10 steps towards aberration instead of 5. Ooh! So you get licensed to do some bad deeds if needed. Nice. I encourage you to be wise, young Bertrand. Follow the path of light and power, and your natural inclinations for evil will disappear by themselves. I need to figure out a way to get rid of this annoying tree once and for all. I don't want to pinch myself. Well... I mean, it gave us a gift. If there's more gifts we can get, I kind of want to keep talking to it for a bit. And I don't know, it doesn't sound like... I don't like that it's talking about we're growing in power. Like, we're connected here. I don't like that. But at the same time, it wants me to stay on the path of good. So it's not like... I don't know, it doesn't seem like an evil tree unless it's fooling me. For now, I think we're just going to listen to it. For now, I won't assume anything. I do want to do maybe some research. If we could go to the archives, Oliver, something like that. We gotta figure out what this tree business is all about. I'll just listen to what the tree says. I feel that you wish to ask a question, young Bertrand. I see it burning in your mind. Tree, what is our strength that you talked about in the beginning? Yes. What do you mean? It's the ancient strength of the Bertrands, Oliver. It has slept within you for years, but now it is awakening. Alright, but what does that mean? Neither you nor I alone can achieve what only a few elite mortals attain, but together it is possible. What can we achieve? I want to show you something amazing, young Bertrand. Have you ever wondered what one of your friends is thinking? Yeah. Sometimes. Choose someone you know. Tell me who you've chosen. Oh. Okay, I don't... No offense, Dorina, but I don't really care that much what you're thinking about. Or honestly, Kale. I mean, he's our friend. I don't think... Mother is tempting. Because since she's dead, this is kind of our only way to get some insight into what was going on with her. But possibly more useful is Kristian. What is going on with Kristian? He acts like he truly does love us. But he's also kind of crazy and violent. I kind of really want to pick Mother just because emotionally I'd want to know what my dead mother was thinking. And I do want to know, like, what was she thinking when she sold us? Was she hoping that she was sending us to a better life? Or was it just motivation to get herself and father out of poverty? I mean, what was her plan there? I do want to know, but I don't feel that that necessarily helps us too much right now. I mean, right now we do gotta worry about Kristian. We've got this whole situation. We have a guy who possibly has nefarious plans for us. We don't really know. So let's, yeah. I want to know what Kristian is thinking about. Impossible. What? Well, then why did you ask? You're not strong enough yet, young Bertrand. But you will. One day you will. I'm not strong enough? I thought your strength allows me to read thoughts, Tree. Like I said before, you are me and I am you. Our energy is intertwined, young Bertrand. Choose someone you know. Tell me who you've chosen. Okay. Well, then now we'll go ahead and pick Mother, but I wonder if he'll say not possible because she's dead. I want to know what my mother is thinking. You'll only see a black void, young Bertrand. Your mother is dead, and her mind is as well. Alright. Choose someone you know. Alright. Either Darina or Kale. Well, we could figure out what Darina was what she wanted us to say with that weirdo dress question. But I feel kind of more like, we said we're drifting away from Kale, and I don't really like that. I mean, he's our friend. He's always been our friend. We took a beating for him when we were kids, so let's know what he's thinking, and then maybe the next time we see him, we can work towards strengthening our friendship. Show me what Kale thinks. What does he think of me? Okay, focus on his thoughts and wait a bit. Oliver, he's amazing. I wish we could always be together. Oh, well. So see, nothing to worry about, Oliver. Friendship's not in peril. Kale? I don't think Father would understand. He'd yell at me like he did when... But does Father really need to know? And should I tell Oliver about it? So, this is seeming like way back when he was a kid and the other kids were like, oh, he's gay. Maybe he really is. Which is fine. But I don't really know if Oliver is or not. We haven't really had anything so far to indicate what his preferences are. Would he be interested in Kale, or is that not his thing? You're going to have to give me some kind of clue, game, unless it's entirely open-ended and it's up to me. I just want to be near him, as near as possible. What? What's he talking about? Oh, Oliver. He needs me to help him so much. I see how he smiles sometimes, and he gets a little embarrassed, and I feel so happy inside. Oliver is very cute. Kale, I don't know what's going on, but stop it right now. Okay, it sounds like Oliver is not too into this. Maybe it's wrong, but do I really have to be silent forever? Oh, unreciprocated love. Poor Kale. I look at him, and my heart just breaks knowing that he's so close, and I can't tell him about how I feel. I can't tell him how I feel. I would die of shame. I'm even afraid to look into his eyes. Now I feel really bad because these are very, very private thoughts, and we really don't have any business listening into this. This just makes things, like if Kale knew that we knew this, but the feeling's not returned, how awkward for him. No, we're trespassing in his thoughts. This isn't right. I don't want to ruin everything. I'm sorry, Kale. You shouldn't be afraid that I won't understand, but you'll never hear the answer that you want. Oh. He's got a crush on Oliver. His dad is ashamed of him and won't let him express these things. He just wants to be able to be himself, but he's afraid to say anything. He's afraid he'll be rejected. And we wouldn't reject him for having a crush on us, because that's okay, but we just don't reciprocate, so... Oh, poor Kale. Tree, is all of this real? I don't need to answer that question, young Bertrand. Yeah, we know. It's real. Your mind already knows the answer to that, as well as the answers to many other questions. Of course, Tree. I know all of this is real, but it's just hard to believe. Well, now we have to be really careful how we act, Oliver, because we want to be warm and accepting of him without giving him ideas that things are going to go in a direction that they're just not. But we also don't want to allow any kind of awkwardness to settle between us now because we know this, but he doesn't know that we know it. Listening to people's thoughts. Not a good plan. Did you want to ask how we're floating in the middle of the ocean? Well, sure, now that you bring it up. You read my mind? Are you really surprised, Oliver? We just read somebody else's mind, and the tree says I am you and you are me. And there aren't walls, markers, or defined paths you can go down. Tree, that's enough. I don't like what you're doing right now. Forgive me, young Bertrand. You're confused, and I forget that sometimes when I talk with you. Are you talking with me or reading my thoughts? Forgive me again. From now on, I will try not to do it. Just remember, you choose the path that you will take. You choose the path. Tree? The tree starts to fade, disappearing in its perpetual darkness. Ugh, and our whole night is taken up with this tree, huh? How are we ever going to get any restful sleep? Oliver opens his eyes and stretches out on the bed. Morning already? Master, get up! Your guardian sent me to wake you. Wait, he knows about Edna? How does Kristian know about Edna? How could he send her anywhere? Edna, since when do you run errands for him? Don't talk like that, my sweetie. You know I'm a good demon. I only serve you. No, I don't know that, actually. You've been acting kind of suspicious. See, initially I assumed, well, we summoned her, we made this thing, so she's ours forever, right? Like, that would be... I assumed that was the rules of magic for this world. She's our demon, she's not anybody else's demon. But then when Kale mentioned about, are you sure she doesn't serve anybody else or whatever, like, it's put that seed of doubt in there, that maybe we don't understand the rules of how demons work in this world. Maybe it is possible for someone else to control her. It's not like we're exactly, I mean, we're the master of a demon technically, but it's not like we're masters of demonology and know all the ins and outs. I mean, we cobbled her together when we were 8 years old. We were just messing around with things we didn't fully understand. Yeah, she's... Edna, I don't want you to betray me because I really like you. I think you're horrible and funny, but nope. Get dressed, sweetie. We don't have much time. By the way, you promised to tell me about yesterday's investigation. Oh yeah. I just can't wait, Master. We're not going to tell her all the full truth. No, Edna, you said yourself that I don't have much time. You're right. I don't have much time at all. What can be easier and worse than tricking an old woman? You should be ashamed, my sweetie. You should be ashamed. You're double-crossing me right now, aren't you? Why is she so interested in what happened? Edna, I'm ready. Have a good day, you little liar. Okay, whatever, Edna. I think you're lying to me, too, so... Turnabout's fair play. Oliver leaves the room. Oh, I want to check my bag, too, because we got the gift from the tree. Good morning, my boy. How did you sleep? Kristian, I'm not sure I'm up for one of these weirdo conversations with you. It's important. We need to know where he's coming from, but it's hard to know what to believe. Not bad, Kristian. And you? I didn't sleep very well last night, Oliver. Damn insomnia. Today, as usual, Weston will take me to the bank and then drop you off at the academy. It's a pity that we did not have time to have breakfast together. Over warm morning coffee, even our conversations become warmer, smiling, friendly. See, I think there's a part of him that genuinely is kind of nice and friendly, but there's that other part of him that pops out sometimes. That darkness lurking just underneath. Like, he could be just a master manipulator, and all of the friendliness could be false, but I don't know, I'm kind of feeling at this point that it's not. I think he genuinely does have care for Oliver. He's just got this uncontrollable streak in him as well. Alright. Blue Note Potion. It's a dark bluish-black ooze with a sharp acerbic taste and a strong caramel smell. Will give you a temporary increase in intellect. Well, thanks, Tree. That's a pretty decent gift. Ooh, 2 of each of these. 29. We're so close to being able to buy that horn. Kristian, do you think I could get 1 gold? Just 1. Actually. Can we call Kale right now before we talk to him? Faint beeps. Yeah, he's probably busy since he's not picking up. Alright, we don't need to mess around with this right now then. Okay, let's talk to this fella. What? Insomnia? You said you had insomnia? Yeah, the whole night I was remembering the past. Looks out the window. Yeah, I know how that goes. Trapped in memories. There are so many thoughts that creep into my head at midnight, and I kept sitting in my office. It was raining outside, and the lamp burned in my room as if it was a circle that protected me. Protected? Yeah, from the most terrible memories anyone can have. What are your most terrible memories, Kristian? I always feel that people from my past, dead people, are walking around my desk and looking at me, and only a bright light can keep me from seeing them. Okay, I've never felt that way. That's kind of strange. But I suppose if you grow up, haunted by a demon shadow, then maybe this is a normal way to feel. Last night I was especially uncomfortable. My dead father appeared, and grandmother. They were whispering excitedly and were unhappy with me, and Monty the First was sitting near the door. He was tied up and looking... Kristian? Who's Monty the First? Monty, didn't I tell you? Strange. Monty the First was my dog, Oliver. Ooh, okay. So do we get him to open up about his dog, or do we just listen and let him tell us about these ghosts that are plaguing him? Alright, let's ask him about his dog and try and sort of get him talking, get him flowing. I mean, we do have already, he's more talking to himself than he is to us. Just this seems like a stream of consciousness, what's on his mind right now. So it could be really beneficial to just let him ramble. But maybe if we sort of prompt him talking about his dog, just get him talking a lot in general. Let's try it. Tell me about him. I was 6 years old, Oliver. Do you know what happens to a 6-year-old boy who has no friends and is terribly lonely? He sounds very sad. He wants a dog. My father was fed up with my begging. He quickly got tired of it. One morning, he gave me a small white puppy. He didn't even wake me. He put it in a box in front of my door and left. Wow, that seems kind of... I mean, it's nice that he got him the dog he wanted, but what an odd way to give it to him. I called the puppy Monty the First. I thought it an appropriate name. Now I think that it was a bit pretentious. They should have never trusted me with a dog. I was a boy. Could I train it or teach it? My parents could have taught it, but they were totally indifferent to me. My father was always out on business with other great families. He traveled and was never home. My mother never loved me. She had Bram and was proud of him. Who's Bram? Is that like a brother? Bram? Bram is my older brother. Poor Monty. To tell you the truth, I spoiled him. It's bad to give a dog treats and let him sleep with you in the same bed. Yeah, I've been learning that lesson. They were simple rules, but I didn't follow them. You see, neither my mother or father taught me. They only prohibited me from doing things. They probably thought that restrictions were a good replacement for a good upbringing. I became attached to Monty strongly. I didn't want to punish him or come up with stupid rules. In the end, I didn't care if he chewed up my old toys or tore up the carpet. I thought it was fun. I wanted my mother to come into the room and see what happened to all my puppets in the rug. I wanted to see her face at such a moment. But she never came in, not even once. And father? He left in October and returned 2 years later. He didn't care about the rug. He knew he had a lot of money. You know, I tried to train Monty, but I couldn't. I couldn't be strict enough, and Monty misbehaved too much. This is just oddly happenstance, striking really close to home. My dog is... I have to find another home for her, because I'm not as good of an owner as I wanted to be. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but she's trying to be dominant, and she'll like, flash her teeth, and some of it is the kids too, as my kids played too rough with her because they were too young, and I should have waited until they were older to get a dog, but I thought it would be so good for him to have a dog, and now it's not working out, and I'm afraid that she's going to end up biting one of them, and I feel like a lot of it is my fault because I'm not training her well enough or being whatever kind of owner she needs me to be to control the situation, but yeah. Oof. Just happenstance, but yeah, this is... Feeling for you here, Kristian. I know how it is when you have this idea of you're going to get a dog and what it's going to be like, but then it doesn't work out the way that you'd hoped. And you kind of have only yourself to blame, but it still really sucks. Once he ran off into the woods. I forced our servants to find him. All the servants kept running around. The butler put me on a horse. I held on to his cloak. I yelled, "Monty, Monty!" It was scary, Oliver. It was the first time I rode a horse. I had a silk pouch with marzipan. We rode the whole night, and I threw candy on the ground. I thought that Monty would find us quickly. In the morning we returned home. Monty was sleeping on my bed, all messy and wet. I was so happy that he was alive. Come on, Mouse. If I knew what was about to happen, perhaps even then I was sorry he didn't run away. What happened then? And what happened? When my father returned from his expedition, Monty turned 2 years old. There was a big celebration, and our whole family gathered together. Even my damn brother came. The war had ended, and Bram had decided to come home. Kristian smirked squeamishly. War? I thought... We try not to talk about wars, Oliver. In Zankar there was a rebellion. The council sent a punitive expedition. Bram went there as a lieutenant and returned to captain. He was covered in medals and honors. He always drank, but was never drunk. He would sit at the table next to our father. He was on the right, I was on the left. That evening all the guests only noticed Bram. He told horrible stories, Oliver. Everyone listened. They were spellbound. His dog was laying down behind him. It was a big black dog that was blind in one eye. Bram always looked at it. We would talk and glance over at it. He said how the dog could find rebels hiding in basements by smelling them. Bram and his team would boil water in pots and pour it down basement windows. That's really horrible. My brother said that the dog was worth more than a dozen soldiers. He said that it helped him advance his career and become a commander. Then Father... Kristian is silent for a moment, collecting his thoughts. Father told me, "Kristian, bring Bram your dog." It was a bad idea, but I was scared to disobey him, so I called Monty. That's exactly what he was waiting for. Monty flew into the hall and started licking me. Our guests laughed. Then he ran up to Father, dug his paws into his chest, and started licking him. Yeah, my dog jumps too. Father fought back, but in the end, Monty threw him onto the floor. Oof, well, it's not that bad. When he started to eat the food from the table and climb on the tablecloth with his dirty paws, the guests stopped laughing. Closing his eyes, I barely was able to grab him by the collar and lead him to the door. When I got back, everyone was silent. Yep, because they see that he doesn't respect you as a pack leader. I know I'm using the dog whisperer terminology. My dog does not respect me as a pack leader, and that's where you start having trouble. Bram said, "White guards make wonderful assassins. You spoiled a wonderful dog, Kristian. You ruined him." He was 6! I'll never forget what my father said. Bram, stop. A dog is just like its master. It takes on his qualities, whether good or bad. It's a reflection of him. Ouch! There's an element of truth, I feel like. My dog doesn't behave the way she should because I'm not doing something right. But, ooh, what a painful thing to hear. I couldn't bear that. I ran out of the room. Father said something, but I didn't hear it. Monty was sitting in my room. When he saw me, he wagged his tail and started to lick me. Even when I sat on him and pulled his collar up with both hands, Monty didn't resist. He thought that I was playing with him, and he probably believed that I wouldn't do anything bad to him. I never heard him before. "Did you kill your dog?" When he started to choke, he laid his head on the floor and whined, but I kept pulling and pulling. Kristian stops and looks into space. I wanted to destroy him. I remember the shame, the burning shame, and the hurtful, bitter words of my father, and I wanted to forget those 2 years forever. That evening, the night in the forest, the candy I stole from the kitchen for Monty, I wanted to forget the white puppy that squeaked funny when he tossed and turned in his basket. At first, I thought I would burn his body in the fireplace, but I couldn't even lift him. He was too heavy. I couldn't even skin him. I cut his hair with Mother's scissors and threw it into the fire. I sat there all night. Kristian thinks deeply, as if remembering something. You're here, my boy. Okay, well, that was really horrible. I'm not going to kill my dog. In fact, I took her to the Humane Society today, where I got her from. I was going to surrender her. And let him know that she just needs to be, I think she'd be a good dog for someone else, but in a home without small children. and they said that they couldn't take her, there wasn't space, and because she'd shown some aggression with the children, they'd have a hard time placing her, and that they would euthanize her. So I didn't leave her there. I took her back home, and now I'm trying to find a home for her. Like, there's a thing online that they referred me to try and find someone to take her. So I'm not going to kill my freaking dog. Good God, Kristian. Okay, it didn't work out. Dog's not as well trained as you wanted. You're the owner, so it's kind of your fault, but do something other than choke him to death. Good grief. I think I should remind you that our agreement doesn't mean anything, but nevertheless, be home. No later than 9. Yeah, I know about the curfew. I know, Kristian. All right then, I'm going. Studies and knowledge await you. I, on the other hand, can expect a mountain of papers and contracts to be on my desk about a run-down garment factory. Can you believe that they want me to lend them $200,000? But I'm sure that the money won't help. My late father said that. You need to be able to make heads roll. He wasn't talking about real heads, of course. I'm afraid that I'll need to make a few heads roll all at once today. It's difficult to solve financial problems. Yes, Kristian, about financial problems. Oh yes, of course, your allowance, right? Yes. Although, wait, don't. I just need 1 gold. Someone, a little bird, told me that you wanted to help an old jeweler. You learned about that? Oliver, your positions demand that you take public opinion seriously. Should a noble serve a mudblood old man? What do you think, Oliver? Okay, obviously, from the way you phrased it, the answer is no. If you're so independent that you can earn money through common labor, then you should surely have some coins for urgent things. Let that be a lesson to you. Today I won't give you any money. No! Just one. Just one. Kristian! Don't you dare talk back. And don't be late. Class is starting. Hurry up. Be a good boy. Till evening, my light. All right. I could try to suck up and be home early, but no. Until evening. Till evening, Kristian. Kristian gets out of the carriage. What is this? What was that? A collar? After he just told us that story, he left a collar behind him? We don't have a dog. Why? Why would my guardian suddenly need a collar? I should probably leave it, but no, I'm taking it. Oliver takes the collar and hides it in his bag. Okay, and we can look out the windows. The carriage goes down a street through a large park. In the distance, you can see the silhouette of the academy behind the rooftops. Don't sleep yet. Oliver looks away from the window. Let's check. This one. Same thing. Okay, so we will eventually take a nap. I'm going to go ahead and wind the episode down here. Please like and subscribe if you've enjoyed this. Come back next time. We'll take a nap, and then we'll start a day at the academy. And somewhere we're going to have to scrounge up 1 gold. We are so close to being able to buy that horn.